After many dark events in Cecil Hotel, the Elisa Lam case, which took place in 2003, had always attracted my attention for the last 7 years. How did Elisa get there? How had she bypassed the alarm system on the doors? What was wrong with the recordings in the elevators? Did what she wrote on her blog explain these events? Why was the autopsy report changed? Dark history of the hotel. I'm here with the Elisa Lam case today. In this case, we will focus on 3 main situations: the murder, the paranormal event at the hotel, and Elisa's mental health. Which of these was the truth? It was the beginning of February 2013 when a mishap was noticed towards evening at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. A female customer named Elisa Lam was supposed to check out, but she didn't. Moreover, she had not reported this at the reception. The officers then reported the situation to the police. Los Angeles Police Department officials, who had been waiting for several days to observe, announced that Elisa Lam had disappeared on February 6th when the situation did not change.
In a hotel water tank.
Also, the only way to be found the naked body of the
coroner's
woman.
office tells us that her cause of death is deferred, and it could take to 2 months to figure it out.
The last footage of her in the hotel elevator is perplexing.
While investigating the hotel, the police came across a mysterious situation on one of the security cameras. The police examined Elisa Lam's 4-minute elevator recording, which was the first trace they found to shed light on the incident. The footage was pretty creepy because Elisa Lam, after entering the elevator door wouldn't close and Elisa was acting like she was running from something. No matter how much the police investigated, they could not comment and make sense of the video, except for some simple comments. The cameras in the hotel were inadequate and some were not working. The police interviewed the staff and other customers at the hotel, but found no suspicious traces. These recordings in the elevator were the only thing that would help the police find Elisa. Elisa was still missing and no one knew where she was. On February 15th, footage of the elevator was made publicly available to social media by a police officer. The recording was watched millions of times on social media in just a few days, and articles were written about it. The recording was found interesting to some and terrifying to others. 4 days later, on February 19th, a strange complaint came. Some of the customers staying at Cecil Hotel said that the taste of the water has changed and its color has become darker. One of the hotel staff went to see what happened to the water tank on the roof. He was almost shocked by the sight he saw because the lifeless body of a woman was lying in the water tank. After the information given by the forensic experts who came to the scene, it was confirmed that this body belongs to Elisa Lam. But what really happened to her? Did she go up on the roof and get into the water tank by herself, or did someone do something like that to end her life and make her disappear? The answer to everything would be revealed in the autopsy report. About 5 months later, on June 19th, autopsy reports came out. The autopsy report revealed that Elisa died as a result of suffocation. Was it drowning that caused her to die? The answer to the question of how this happened was written as accidental result in the report. This decision, taken on June 15th, was changed on June 18th, 3 days later, and the result of could not be determined was added to the cause of death. Although it has been 10 years since Elisa Lam passed away, it is still not known exactly how Elisa died even today. But maybe some things were overlooked. Now, together with you, we will go after all these things again and try to find the details that are not noticed, because there is so much that goes unnoticed. First of all, there is something we need to know. There are 2 elevators on each floor in the building. Elisa calls the elevator from outside and starts to wait. Then she sees the elevator on the left coming and goes inside. In fact, the mystery begins exactly here because instead of a single button as she enters the elevator, she presses more than one button and waits. These are the buttons that show the floors of the elevator. When Elisa enters, she presses the buttons in the middle in a single row from top to bottom. If you look carefully, you can see that the light flashes when Elisa presses the top button in the middle. which means that Elisa's current location is on the 14th floor of the building. But why did she press the button of more than one floor, not the floor she wanted to go to? We'll talk about it. Let's watch the rest of the video. After waiting for a while, Elisa notices that the elevator is not moving and quickly checks out. Elisa goes outside and looks to the right at first, but she should have stood on the left for someone to hold the elevator. In the rest of the video, Elisa leans against the wall and clasps her hands together. She's definitely worried. Either she heard a noise from outside or she is hiding from someone. Then she goes right to the corner of the elevator to avoid being seen inside the elevator. She cautiously goes out again, this time observing the left side. At this moment, Elisa rushes forward, trying to attract attention if anyone is there to see her or show up. Elisa, after checking outside a little more, re-enters the elevator in a relaxed way. When Elisa enters, she interestingly presses the buttons she pressed before. At this point, she is probably pressing the buttons again to make the elevator move again. When she goes out again, she does those strange movements that no one understands. She acts as if she is talking to someone, but it's quite strange that she bends her hands like that. In the continuation of the images, Elisa moves from the left side and disappears. Elisa's move changed the whole course of the event and brought other questions to mind. While it was thought that Elisa Lam was running away from someone, it was said that she had bipolar disorder after these actions. Apart from this, it was thought that Elisa was trying to communicate with an invisible person. So what was Elisa doing at that moment? When we examine the images carefully, a foot appears on the ground just before Elisa disappears from the image. Elisa was turning left, but how was this foot, partly visible, so close? And if it was Elisa's, how could she have done this movement, given her rotation angle? Was anyone else there besides Elisa? But during the examination of the elevator footage, another mystery emerged. During the recording in the elevator, the time display appeared strangely deformed, but after a short analysis, it was clear what was written on the time display. January of 2013. It's midnight 22 minutes and 3 seconds. An incorrect situation occurred when the clock indicator was added to the display to show the time. So that as the clock ticked, it was not in sync with what was in the image. The original image was somehow slowed down by someone. When the video is analyzed again, the time jumps 55 seconds at 24 minutes and 4 seconds and continues to 25 minutes after Elisa exits the elevator. It turns out that there is a full 55-second interruption in the video. In a statement made by a detective assigned from the Los Angeles department after the pressure on the subject, it was said that there were 2 more men in the video besides Elisa Lam. They were interrogated and they were removed from the video because they were not related to the incident. Was this explanation correct, or was something trying to be covered up? It was strange that there was only elevator video while investigations into the incident were going on. While I was continuing my research, the video taken by someone who was staying on the 14th floor of Cecil Hotel in July 2012, 7 months before Elisa's death, changed the whole course of the event.